What is going on, guys? Joey Franz here with FLEXX Training Systems, and today I just wanted to talk to you guys after the South Korea trip. Obviously, you guys saw, we went out there and we handled business. Um, it was one of the most fun, enjoyable trips of my life. It might be number one. I think it might be number one, the best trip I've ever been on. Um, it was just incredible to see everyone and just receive that much love. I would like to do a video in the future where I jump on with Weez and Russ or whoever wants to do it, and we just kind of talk about it for like 20 minutes. But right now, I just wanted to give you guys something somewhat informative that pertains to Russ's meet and what he was able to achieve on the day. Um, and I think it's something that a lot of young lifters should try to shoot for, try to aspire to. Um, and that is that you have to adapt, and you have to adapt at a time when things are when you have to adapt on meet day, and this is a skill that a lot of young lifters, like, it takes time to develop. It's not like the easiest thing for them to do, but it is a place that I try to get my lifters to, and if I can build them up into these just stone cold, killers that are just going to execute meet day. I think I think that could be huge. Um, and as you guys saw, so just for those of you that don't know, obviously Russ competed in South Korea. We went out there, we opened our squat around 700 pounds. We ended up missing on depth. Me and Russ have been here before. We know how to adjust. He simply said, no worries. I took a small jump because I didn't want to put pressure on him to have to go absurdly deep. I'm not the one lifting the weight. I don't know exactly what he's feeling. So I did do a jump because I want to move forward. We have goals. We have numbers that we want to hit. And then he ended up hitting his second, no problem, nice and easy. Got depth and everything. I think it was 722. And then after that, I said, okay, he hit depth. He's in the meet. We hit a solid squat. Let's take the low end of our plan. I had him somewhere around 750 to 771. I think given the travel and all the other outside variables, I think this is appropriate. I also told him, well, one thing at a time. He ends up hitting his third, no problem. I think he had another 5 kilos in there. I would love for his second to have been like 733. That way I could have like really just seen his strength for the day and called the absolute perfect third. It's difficult for me to jump like a lot. Like if I'm gonna jump 20 to 25 kilos, like it's difficult for me to be super precise. That's why I like to bring the second attempt a little close to the third attempt. We also have to know your lifter because that could burn them out and they can't take two big lifts back to back like that. So what Russ did in that situation was he just adjusted his form a little bit, adjusted his, maybe he messed with his belt. Usually I say mess with your belt placement. The singlet he was wearing was kind of bunched up, like just for no particular reason. I honestly don't know. Like maybe his underwear was like scrunched up underneath or something. So I just told him to pull it down and make it nice and smooth. The material of this singlet, it's a good material, but it's just not like the Titan singlet is like very hard and like I don't know, it doesn't crinkle because of the material. But this singlet is not like that. I'd say it's kind of more almost like an SPD singlet, one of the earlier ones. So we made that adjustment on the day. There was not a single moment during the entire process of him missing an opener and having to adjust after that made me feel like he was nervous. Absolutely nothing. He was chilling. There was no fear. There was absolutely no doubt in himself, and that is a level that I understand that like a lot of lifters, they need to work to get to that point, and it comes with surrounding yourself with people that have confidence in you, that are telling you things that, like, if I say something to you and you believe me, and then we do things that prove that to be true, you're going to start to build faith and confidence in me, right? And once you have that confidence in someone that's around you, you're more likely to have confidence in what that person's having you do. I know that Russ trusts me, but also he trusts himself even more importantly, because of what we've been through. We've been battle tested. We've traveled all over the world. We've competed at everything there is to compete at. Um, we've dealt with these issues before, and it is it is it just gets more difficult to get down there with big weight the stronger you get. And the same, previously in the same weight class, but he is a little bit bigger now. It's our first time doing 90 kg, which is, I mean, I'll let Russ speak on it, but it's like 95% sure it's going to be temporary. We just wanted to go out there and have some fun and not have to worry about cutting. But the point is, there's been so many times when I've seen juniors, go out into a meet. And, well, first off, I try to make sure my juniors are very technically sound and we open extremely light. With Russ, I came over there with some goals, like just some big numbers that I wanted him to hit. And then we just ended up like, getting really close to, or we number one 90 kg, so he hit it. He beat it. Like he has a number one total, which is amazing to end the year off with number one in two separate weight classes. But the point is, like, he didn't have any doubts. He just simply adjusted on the day. Not only that, it was difficult for me to find the exact foods that I would like. We didn't use like char oil or anything because Esther, shout out to Esther, she was helping me the whole meet. She offered to make us like, she has like potassium and sodium and like could like make it, but we didn't end up using that. I just got like whatever I could, like Powerade, tons of water, candy, fruits, smoothies, just muffins, like things that like were similar to what we would take meat day, but just not exactly perfect. Granted, we weren't even really cutting, so it's like, it's not as important as if you're cutting a lot of weight, right? But he handled all of that. He wasn't super like, no, I need to have exactly this. And obviously, like, we're jet lagged, we're on the other side of the world. There's just a lot of things that we're dealing with. We did a lot of walking that first day. I think I took like, I posted like 12,000 steps, and I wasn't even done that day. My body was hurting, fellas. My body was hurting, and we were shopping, carrying a lot of things around. So it was like, it was a really awesome experience. But Russ didn't let any variable sort of affect him. What I didn't like is that, I won't say 36 hours out from the meet, he just started resting a lot, which is what he needed to do. And then once we got there, he made weight. He was chilling. And I actually think that he would have been good for more on the day. But we did have to sweat a little bit, and he didn't, like, I didn't see the veins in his arms start to pop out until we got to like the end of bench. And that's how I knew like his strength would have returned. So it's one of those things where you want to build confidence through repetition, you want to build confidence through experience, and you want to build confidence through your network and through the people that you have around you. For example, if I'm at a meet and I ask Grant for a number to do some math or to figure something out, he's going to do it, and I don't need to double check it. I don't even have time to double check it. I just trust it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm with Will and I ask him a question and he gives me the answer, I like, the only way that a well-oiled machine, like a team that is a well-oiled machine, works is if you can't have, like, what is the point of me delegating a task to somebody else if I have to go through it myself? That's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have people around you that you trust, that are going to just get it right. So, if I put a weight on the bar for Russ, he's going to lift it, right? It's going to be a lift that he can do. Now that last deadlift was tough. That was tough, but that was the perfect number. That was you put a Dorito chip on the bar, maybe we don't get it. I do think I could have pushed his bench easily another 2.5 to 5 kilos. But it's all good. Mission accomplished. I think he definitely, like, 890 out of is 100% there for us. No doubt in my mind. I bet all the money that's there for sure. And he's just a fucking gamer, man. He's just a gamer. Like, there's some lifters that, like, I'm handling them, like, not Russ, but I handle them for the first time and I'm not sure what I'm gonna get, and then they show me in that moment. But I can tell, I'm very good at picking up, like, oh, this guy's emotional right now, he's really in his head, or oh, this guy's emotional right now, but he's locked in, he's focused, and then Russ is just like, this ain't nothing, like, I'm just here to lift weights. So I think for every young lifter, build that confidence, repetition. The more you compete early on in your career, I would say three, possibly four times a year. If you're super new, you're gonna gain a level of meet experience that doesn't that you just can't get unless you do it. Like, you can prepare all you want and be pretty damn ready for meet day, but there's something about having a lot of meets under your belt that comes in time, because obviously we have to respect the body. We can't just destroy ourselves. It comes in time, and I think it is an incredibly valuable tool when you can go into a competition, have complete and utter confidence in your coach, in your training, in your execution. And really, one of the best ways to get rid of that fear, that worry, that uncertainty on meet day is to be properly prepared, is your training. When I squatted the big weights that I squatted, I'll never forget when 750 was on the bar. I just felt like that, like everything that I had been doing, all of my training, all of my data, all my preparation has been culminating in this moment. This is my time. This is the time to show everyone like what I've worked for and what I'm made of. And I did it, and it wasn't that bad. It was tough, but it wasn't that bad. And just that self-talk is something that I remembered, and I still remember to this day. And it really puts me in a mindset of your training has literally told you that this is there. There's nothing to be afraid of. Like, go out and lift this weight, and you just do it. And that's really all that it is, fellas. It takes some time, but when you get there, it's a very powerful thing. And whenever you're going against an opponent that has that mental aspect of it, it's very difficult to beat them, because they're just not going to make mistakes. Whereas a younger, inexperienced lifter, they're not going to have that level of sort of security in their execution. They're not going to have that belief in what they're doing. So yeah, if there's, just to summarize it, the takeaway from this video, which I probably said like 3 times already, is you got to get your confidence up, and you want to have that immaculate meet day execution. And in order to do that, or damn near close to perfect as possible, you need to be able to adapt. I think that's going to be the title of this video. You have to adapt. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. You signed up for the meet, you're competing, you're putting it all on the line, and you just have to make sure that you execute, and that you just walk away from the meet knowing that the decisions that you made are decisions that you would make again, and that you don't regret them. And everything that you do has to have a purpose. You know what I mean? You can't just, if you're gonna adapt to something, you have to have that little bit of foresight to know, okay, if I do this, what is my result gonna be? If I do this, what is my result gonna be? So anyway, guys, Russ is a great example of a lifter that just gets it done. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want to say in the comments below, let me know. I gotta get back to work. I'm probably gonna work all day on the 24th and half of the 25th. I might do another video, I'm not sure, but I do have a lot of ideas. I have some announcements I want to make. Holy shit, some announcements I want to make I can't make yet. But yeah, guys, let me get a hashtag 10 years. Hashtag 10 years in the comments down below, because this is 10 years coming up for me in about 8 days of doing this. This channel is about to be 7 years old, but 10 years, guys. Absolutely insane. Can't believe we made it this far. I feel like, no, I don't feel like it happened fast. I feel like it's been a long journey. But here we are. Anyway, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you don't hear from me for the rest of the year, just know that you guys mean everything in the world to me, and I wonder what this little channel has, how this channel has impacted the world of powerlifting that we see today. I always think of the alternate reality where I never decided to put videos out, and what would be missing in the community. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.